Stand by to initiate release sequencer. On my mark. 5.
We're on express elevator to hell. Going down.
2. 1. Mark.
Let's rock!
Ooh, welcome back to the Resupply with me, guy next door.
Me, DK.
And me, apparently rehired Than.
Bring you your double tap of all things Laserforce and Space Marines. Regular-ish double tap, I think is how we put it these days. I don't know. Nice to see you, gents. Than, nice to have you here.
I mean, it's a pleasure to be, rehired and brought back onto the show.
Steve was threatened with some union issues if he didn't rehire Than.
Yeah, the old rock star Steve over here. He, I tried to bring in some scabs, but it wasn't going to happen. Lights. Thank you, old man Thanatos, for your sub. 69 months. Nice.
Yeah.
Show would be
Nice
without Than. Slaughtermelon got my undivided attention. I've got a little thing that tells me who's logged in watching the channel. I've seen your name in there for at least the last hour. So, yeah, thanks. Thanks for boosting the stats, mate. Appreciate you. How we doing, boys? You good? You feeling tip-top? Feeling great?
Feeling okay. I mean,
That's the spirit.
Look, this 100% is like one of the few shows that I actually look forward to every year.
Washing's done.
Oh, I mean, that's handy. It's always good to have clean laundry. So the lead up to this is always, nice. Get that small bit of FOMO in there, even though I don't. Well, I guess I do have a little bit of FOMO this year. Not enough to make me buy a last minute ticket. And
Not yet.
Let's be very clear about that. You will not see me in Syracuse. Not going to happen.
But there's an opening on the laser ball scene. Like, they need a player for the laser ball tournament.
They do? Man. Oh, maybe I should limber up. I can hold a phaser still.
I told him I'd get one of you fuckers.
But yeah, no, I'm very, very happy to be here instead of playing pinball tonight. How's that?
Yeah, we appreciate you. We have more Syracuse A players watching the stream than we can get to play tag. There's a few people. I appreciate all of you coming and hanging out. Thank you to the new followers, Ebro, Mike, Dungeons, Baggins. Nice to see you guys. Thank you for the follows. Appreciate it. I think it's still close, but still so far away from 1,000 followers. I'd like to get this channel to 1,000 before we finally, call it a day. We're at 840. 845. Numbers have gone down. That's good. Smart.
How many of them are Bangladeshi bots?
Oh, do you?
Yes.
I don't know if you remember. We got hit by a bot raid at one point, and I think it didn't blow out to like thousands of followers or something.
Yeah,
we should have just left them.
It was fairly.
The only bots that we tolerate on this channel are the Basil bots.
yeah,
and we barely tolerate them.
Okay, so. 2/3 of the Resupply podcast tolerates the Basil bots.
1/3 is just an asshole. Yes.
Hey, anything for me? Appreciate you, Hammer. Now all we got to do is get those 45 bots to subscribe, and I'm golden. It'll be sweet. Basil bots represent. So we do have a guest waiting in the wing, so we won't keep waiting too long.
Sure, we could.
We are, yeah. It's like too long, half an hour, and it's like, bruh, can I have a turn? No, I forgot. Where's that come from? Who's messaging me? Turn that off. All right. Oh wait, I think that nobody would have heard that. Oh, no, maybe I should leave it open. Nah, you guys won't. I'm worried that it comes through like.
You don't need any more distractions.
That's absolutely accurate. That part of this is 100% accurate.
Yeah. So today we're obviously it's our prediction show. I think are we the first out of the big three as we call them?
Well, I don't quite know what to say about the ad hoc power rankings that the Triple Tap podcast put out, but I will say it was one of the most enjoyable podcasts that I've listened to in the background while I did something else over the last year.
So they had a
it had my very divided attention.
they had a listening party in the Discord. So we happened to be in the Discord because New Zealand were playing Iran in the World Cup, and so we were in there watching, and they were like, "Oh, we're gonna do a watch party," but we had already booked the room and we hadn't seen their name on the schedule, so we were in there first. But they came in, we started watching, and it was really fun to kind of hang out with a bunch of Laserforce nerds watching a bunch of Laserforce nerds hang out. Yeah, it was great.
Yep.
If you haven't listened, go have a listen. But apparently that's not their proper rankings pod. They've got another one in the back.
So that was kind of a rapid fire round of, hey, what are your first impressions kind of thing. So yeah. We'll do some more formal rankings. Before we get to that though, I do have one piece of business. I want to give a special shout out on the show to Dave Jackson, former owner of Laser Edge, the Detroit laser tag site. Heard you're doing some rehab, right? Physical rehab, not for like the drug stuff. Right? Just want to make that clear. Okay, but recovering, getting stronger right now. But we wanted to give you a very special shout out because we know that you were definitely a stalwart of the Laserforce community. Really helped get the nationals scene restarted in the States after a kind of long hiatus in 2009 by opening up Laser Edge to other players. And I know how much of a welcoming environment he provided for a lot of the Detroit players who have played over the years. And having had similar experiences in Sacramento myself, like I know how instrumental that is to have supportive owners, not only who support kind of the laser tag side, but are also just kind of an open, welcoming place for people, you know, who are kind of in their teens mostly to just kind of come and hang out, even if they're not spending a ton of money. There are lots of business owners who could just be total dicks about that and be like, hey, you're not spending money. You need to get the fuck out of here. I don't want a bunch of teenagers hanging out here. But to like have essentially what becomes a kind of community center for young people in the area, I think that's super important and it's super admirable. So
absolutely.
Big shout out to Jackson for, I know you mean a lot to a lot of people. We're thinking about you. We wish you the best and hope you get better soon, buddy.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Sentiments echoed throughout the Resupply podcast. I don't think I met Dave. Because I don't like by then.
Yeah, timing wise.
Yeah, but 2019 was the first time you came to Detroit, right? And that was definitely a ways after.
But yeah, all the outer hearts of you, bro. Hope things are easier for you. Right. I was speaking of shout outs or doing nice things. I don't know. Next weekend is the 16-hour charity stream on the Resupply channel right here. We'll be going for 16 hours raising funds for motor neuron disease. Nice. If you want to come and hang out and enjoy the company of myself, my good lady wife, and a bunch of the community, please feel free to come and hang out and donate to the cause. Donate a little bit, donate a lot. Every little bit helps. Appreciate you. All right, shall we get to the part that people have kind of like, we got way more people that normally come and hang out with us. So maybe we'll bring our guest in and then we'll get on with it.
He's still here, right?
Yeah. Oh, can you see him?
Yeah, I can see him.
I can't at the moment. This will be interesting.
Yeah, that's no good. Okay, let's see how this goes. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the show our good friend all the way from Brisbane, Prawn Boy. Prawn Boy, can we hear you?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah,
is it working?
Yeah, we can hear you. DK can't.
Do you just want me to reload the page?
I'll just replace him.
Yeah, DK, if you reload back in, man, and I'll add you back into the call.
Oh, I'm sorry. Jeez.
That's okay. I you know what it is? I think it's a connection issue because I saw Prawn Boy's connection go to red and I was like, uh-oh.
Yeah, mine went to red. I was like, ugh, not very good timing.
That's all right. So for those who don't know, Prawn Boy, you play out of Brisbane.
Yes,
you are an avid member of the BDRL.
Yeah, very much so.
The former Republic.
Yeah, the former Republic, formerly known as the Basil Bot. and now rep and hybrids.
So the Basilbots, that was spawned out of when? 24?
The 23 Nats, the Auckland Nats.
That's right.
Yeah, because Basil was over in New Zealand, and it like worked out that like whenever he was playing, like we just happened to be off work or whatever. Like we're at uni, or like out for lunch, and he'd be playing. So it's like the only time we jump in the chat, and we just like obviously spam the chat, and then his game would be done, and then we'd just get off, and we'd wait till he played again. So yeah,
I assume
that's how we started.
I assume the Basilbots are going to rally. What do we call them now?
Definitely.
Prawn
I think
bots.
it's still the Basil bots. Nah, I think it's still the Basil bots, but like just like Mark 3 or something like that. That's our third nat. So
I like you could either go the prawn pawns, which I like.
No.
You don't like that, or you just go the prawn boys.
Yeah, the
Check us
Prawn
in on
Boys,
the
yeah,
end.
that could be good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Well, so obviously we were gonna do our ranking show, and like normally we prawn patrol.
That's it.
That's
it.
it.
That's it. That's the winner.
Cody.
I like
Good
that.
job.
Right there. Good job, Cody. Well done.
I'm both like equal parts stoked on that name and also pissed off that I didn't think of it. So
That's valid.
appreciate you, Cody. But yeah, we do obviously our predictions show every year, best one that comes out, and this year we don't normally have guests, but I think we had, because I'm doing commentary as you all know, and so I've kind of abstained from giving my opinions this year because I want to remain an impartial observer for the tournament, because I might have some comments. So we figured we get a guest on, but I mean, were you in the chat last week? I can't even remember how this came about. You were like, "I'll come on."
I think I just like we sent a message like in our group chat, like of the people coming from outside of the world over.
Yeah.
And I said it as a joke, and then you messaged me. I was like, yeah, why not?
Yeah, fuck it, I'll go on. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, so in the way you put it, DK, is you're attending the tournament. Than is kind of the impartial one, I guess. So it'd be nice to have a non-US point of view for how the rankings rack up. GND secretly neglecting to mention the substantial bets he placed on the Laserforce Community Sportsbook. My bookie specifically mentioned he'd break both my legs if I had an opinion. So what are you going to do? I'm going to remain silent.
Sports betting's the worst thing that's ever happened.
Oh, bro. No. Prediction markets. They're not betting. It's predictions.
Okay.
It's like trading. All right. Well, let's kick off. I made like a fancy little graphic because, we normally get outdone here by the Force Pro Sports podcast.
Correct.
But not this time.
I don't know. Theirs are still better.
Yeah, probably.
Mine's pretty janky looking. But anyway, we'll switch across
We caught up to them last year, and they've probably moved up like 5 echelons for this year.
They filmed like full-on documentaries and shit with their picks. Let's change across to here. Hopefully I still got you both or all.
No, my camera crew was in that house.
Right. Now, you guys, have you got the stream open? Can you see that? I mean, if you don't, it's not the end of the world, but...
I can see it on the Twitch page. That's fine.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right. Well, do we want to kind of preamble? There's obviously been some quick changes that probably bear mentioning. Like, unfortunately, the Armageddon team have lost one of their players, which is a real shame. Yeah, it would have been cool to meet.
Which means we've lost our European representation at internationals this year.
Yeah,
so.
That's a real shame. Hopefully something miraculous happens, but it's unlikely to. So sorry for that, Sneaky. It would have been cool to have you there. The other thing that's changed is there's been a update to the maze, which I didn't save the graphic, but if you're in the Discord, there's a He did die.
Yeah.
Dead.
Jesus. If you're in the Discord, I think the map got put in there. There is an updated map.
Yeah, it's in the Internationals section within the Laserforce Tournaments Discord, I do believe. It's also been sent out to all the captains. So if you can't find it, bug your captain. Hopefully they saved a picture of it like I did.
Do you know the... there we go. It's better. Recipe Sneaky's visa. You should make another update. You absolutely probably should, yes. But yeah, do you want to explain the change, or does it really matter?
Well, for people who are familiar with the Q's maze, which I know not everybody is, obviously it's going to be new to Prawn Boy regardless, so it'll make no difference how you play it versus how it's played before. But there was a barrel in the section near Red Base that is usually called either Dime Bag or Lawn Chair. That barrel has been moved closer to the midpoint of the field on the Red Base side, otherwise known as E50. The exit door that's halfway down the field. So sort of in that area. What this basically does is it takes away one kind of cover area that is usually utilized by the red team, sometimes by a resupply player, more often by like a scout. So it's made that a little bit harder to hold for red, which red is the stronger side right now anyway. And it's also removed a very long shot you can take from sort of near the red base area all the way toward the entry door, which is usually where the blue resupply sets up. So I think that also has makes the blue resupply a little bit stronger on their side. So overall, I think it's probably a good balancing change to the field, and it does eliminate what is sometimes kind of a dodgy shot down that long lane. The taller players tend to do better with it. Baden was absolutely brutal with that shot. So it's just, well, Bane's not attending because they took away like one of his favorite shots in the maze for that one. But in any case, it'll be interesting to see how that plays. But that's my suspicion, is that it will make blue a little bit stronger, red a little bit weaker. But that's the kind of balance that the field needs anyway, because red has been, I would say, kind of by far the stronger side in Qs for a while, other than maybe for Qs A, because they're weirdos.
They are weirdos. That's accurate.
Well, it's kind of good to bring balance, I guess, to the maze. I think that's what you kind of want to hope for with any maze, is that there's strengths and weaknesses to both sides. That's the kind of maze that I prefer. That's why I think prior to the mini golf going in, Brisbane was so good, because you had a good balance on either side.
Absolutely.
But we've sort of expressed our feelings towards the changes
repeatedly, as a matter of fact.
In Brisbane.
Repeatedly over a vast quantity of years, if we're being honest. So,
just shoot off the roof. It's fine.
You just invited Brisbane players to.
What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that?
You just invited Brisbane players so we can just do nothing but bastard the entire time. It's kind of fucked up, guys. I gotta say.
Any maze with the mini golf sucks.
Yeah, you too, Loveland. Take that.
Yeah, jokes. All right. How do we want to start? So obviously, for anyone who doesn't know how this works, the gentleman beneath me is the title of my sex tape, but the gentleman beneath me will give their prediction as to where each team will place in Laserforce Space Marines Internationals 2026. Man, we've been doing this a long ass time, but yeah, we
absolutely have. It's fucking ridiculous.
It's crazy,
on so many levels. Good, but ridiculous.
Okay, I'd like to preface that these are just our opinions. Like, in the grand scheme of things, who gives a shit what we have to say about anything? If you don't agree with us,
you all really do care. You all really do care about our
Otherwise, I would have tuned in. What the hell are you talking about? Shattering information right here.
You're just mad at losing your annoying scout spot. Is that your spot a little bit? That's unfortunate. But yeah, like this is for entertainment purposes. This is not financial advice. Yeah, we just take whatever we say with a grain of salt. So people that aren't coming to net should have no opinion. Well, that's 2 out of the 3. And whilst I am present, I'm not playing, so it doesn't really matter. All right, who wants to kick us off? Should we go? We'll go in snake draft order, shall we? So, DK, do you want to? We'll go DK, Than, and then Prawn Boy, and then we'll go up and down.
So to start with my 10th place prediction.
Yeah, your 10th place.
So
if you give me your 10th, we'll start with everyone's 10th, and we'll go that way.
Okay. Well, so I'll preface this by saying, like, you guys know, you've seen previous prediction shows. I tend to think of teams as organized kind of into tiers. A lot of times I don't like doing a straight like 1 to 10 kind of prediction. I did it this year because that's the format of the graphic that we have. So I'll deal with it. So I had to make some tough calls. But I would say I really consider the teams to be in about 4 different tiers. So I would say like my number 9 and number 10 pick are kind of like in that same I hate calling it the bottom tier. I call it the developmental tier. Yeah. Like they're the up and coming players. Just so right, because bottom tier just sounds so mean. In any case, but okay. That preface out of the way. I don't know if this will be a hot take to anybody, but I will predict that Syracuse C is going to be in the last spot here. Yeah. Okay. So maybe some different answers than some people. My rationale for that largely is, unless you're Brisbane, it's really hard to get like 3 full teams of like pretty strong players. And just like the fact is, by the time you get through the first 2 teams, usually you don't have a lot of remaining players. And other than Axeman, who did play in 2021, I don't think any other players have any Nats experience. And I'll give a very specific reason why the team that I'm listing in 9th, why, even though I think they're in the same tier, I'm going to give a nod to the other one, but it's largely just on an issue of experience. Like, I think it's just, they're all relatively new players. And even though they will have the home field advantage, I just think the caliber of play at Nats is going to be so high that it will be a little rough for inexperienced players to overcome. So that's my pick.
I think also like the home field advantage thing, like according to Beans, and I don't know if he's just talking shit, but they have Syracuse as a site hasn't really been playing a lot, which is a bit of a shame, but maybe he's sandbagging. Than, who you got? Number 10.
So right off the jump, DK and I disagree on something, which is, highly unusual, but
good for discussion though.
It's good for discussion. So my number 10, I have Geddon at 10.
Yeah.
Now my reasoning for that is, look, I understand that Syracuse C is a whole bunch of new players. I get that. I understand that. However, and I'm not saying that any of the Geddon players are bad tag players, because I mean, obviously Redneck, great tag player, like generalized tag, great player. The rest of the names on there, honestly, I don't know, but I would figure if they're playing Geddon, they're at least decent tag players, or they're insane, or both. That's fine. But we have evidence from previous tournaments that just because you're a good tag player doesn't make you a good Force player. And if Force is not your home system, it can be a really rough week or any sort of time frame for a tournament. Now, do I think these teams will be close? And do I think that the games that these 2 teams are going to have against each other will probably be each of their best games of the week? Also, yes. Like, would it necessarily surprise me if Geddon finished 9th and Syracuse C finished 10th? No. Like, that is a very real possibility in this whole scenario. However, I am not convinced that a team of non-Force players are going to, overcome that gap. That's it. That's all.
It'll be interesting to see. I'm just having a look here to see if I can find when they play each other. They play each other what first up? Oh no. Either way, I'm as commentary. I'm really looking forward to their matches.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna be a good watch. Max, what do you got?
I went the same as Stan. I've got the Armageddon team in 10th place. Like last year, like I haven't been to many nats. Like I've only been to the one nat and it's at home. But playing like going from one sport to another, it's pretty much what it is. It's pretty hard, I think. And like while the real Olympus and not DK's fake Olympus were at nats last year, I think like they got really good at the end of the week, and like everyone said, like another like 3-4 days, who knows where they could have gone. But it could be a rough week, especially with like 10 teams. That could be, yeah. So that's my take.
Especially again, like so Sneaky's a force player, right?
Yeah.
So losing Sneaky definitely doesn't help. I don't know how much Space Marines they play over in the UK, but
Sneaky was my wild card player because I know he has played Space Marines. He has a ton of games on I Play Laserforce, so I know at least has like good solid force instincts. But A, don't know how much Space Marines they play over in the UK. B, it would be their first time at a real force tournament.
Yeah,
I would say. And so I don't know what to expect.
Mm.
They might have been really good. They might have had some trouble adjusting. I can't say for sure. So they were always kind of a little bit of a wild card in my calculations.
Yeah, right on. About the Colt if you want another team. I don't understand. We have new Colts fake Olympus water tournament. Who's the new Colt? Oh, Bazabot. I assume.
Who will we get first?
I don't know.
Excuse me, Prawn Patrol.
You guys want some team jackets? Prawn Patrol team. Oh, the mind
No.
at races. Heat Seekers. Why are they a cult?
They're Mormon.
You have to watch it. You have to watch the trailer. The trailer's
actually good call. Actually, yeah. I shout out to Rockwood because I really enjoyed it, and they also took a little bit of shit on your guys' team. So, or at least,
so
beat RL.
what's left of us.
Yeah, that's gotta hurt.
I love the brewing rivalry between two teams who have never played each other. Make one life go boom.
Sparks, thank you very much for the follow. Appreciate you. All right, Max, do you wanna kick us off with your number 9?
Okay, my number 9 was DK's number 10. I went Syracuse C for number 9. I was told by a little birdie that most of the, like, I don't know many of the players unless I've sort of seen them, like, their names on nats, but apparently most of these guys haven't played much force either, supposedly, maybe. So similar to, like, the Armageddon team, like, I've got them above Armageddon because they're playing in Syracuse. It's like their home arena. Like, that definitely made a difference for my team last year, so that's why I've got them 9th and not 10th.
Okay. I think that their experience is lacking. Obviously, yeah, you're right. Like, if you're going to look at those teams side by side, I think I'd be with you. Like, I think I'd put Syracuse above just it being their home site. Like, yeah, that maybe is the difference.
Yeah.
Than?
Yeah, so my 9th is Syracuse C, and like literally for the reasons that I discussed with Gen being 10th. Like, yes, yeah. I mean, obviously you've got 6 rookies on a 7 per person roster, so that in and of itself is also like an interesting thing. It's like hard to overcome that many rookies, as overcome in quotes. So yeah, like this is these two teams for the rest of the field in a lot of cases, barring weirdness, it's going to be a lot of cases of thank you for the points, move on.
You can put enough qualifiers on that. I think we could use a few more.
Generalized
statement changes though. It was nice.
Yeah, fuck off. Generalized statement. Thank you for the points. Move on.
Right. All right.
Anyway,
DK, who you got?
Well, it probably won't be a surprise that this is where I put Geddon. So that's the only difference that we've had so far. I am putting them in 9th. The reason I will say I'm giving them a nod over Syracuse C might just be a little bit more insider information that I have, I guess, in that they do have Stealth Elf, who is a Syracuse player. And in my opinion, again, maybe barring Axeman, but I don't think so based on what I've seen, I think is better than any of the players on Syracuse C. So they have a home site player who already has like a skill nod over the other team. Secondarily, like they do have Red Ink Tech and Skills, who they may not have started as Force players, but they've both played enough Force, and this is not either of their first Nats, that I think they may have a little bit more of an idea of what to expect.
Is it not Skills' first Nats? He's listed as a rookie.
I thought he played in 2019.
Skills
in Detroit.
Enlighten us.
Maybe
Skills
I'm thinking of somebody else.
Skills is a rookie. Yeah.
But he's been around. He's been around.
Cope, I think.
He has played Force events. Yeah, maybe I'm thinking of Cope.
Because Cope played in 2013 on the Geddon team.
Right. Okay.
That's what I think.
That was my source of confusion.
You're thinking
but even so, like the last 2 trips I've made to Syracuse, Skills was there both times. So he's gotten in some practice in recent months, and I think has definitely taken a leap forward in his skills, for lack of a better term. So I am expecting good things from him. I'm expecting good things from Redneck Tech. So it's really just a question if they can get the other players on their team behind them and like able to follow a game plan that is oriented around Force. Because it is true, Syracuse C at least does have the fact that that's their native arena and their native system. And most of those players have played at least some Space Marines. I can't necessarily speak for the other 3 players that I did not mention on Geddon, but I think those 3 players are strong enough that they will give this team a little bit of an edge, which is why I gave them a slight nod over the QC team.
I think as well as going in, like they will have played a lot of laser tag and what the 4 days prior to the tournament because of Armageddon. So I mean, whether or not that helps, I don't know. For me, it probably wouldn't. But like, yeah, I don't know. Maybe they'll get their eye and it'll it'll help. It's not his first time playing Force, but he's never done a Nats. Okay, right on. All right. All right, number 8. Who you got for us, DK?
So in 8th, this was a tough call, but I ended up here with California B. So that would be just, I guess I should read out the roster. That is Sweets, Anchovy, Ebo Mike, Ender, Hallange, and listed currently as Survivor, but I believe he's going by Spooky now. And I know they just played in Utah not too long ago, but the kind of mega members night that they just hosted that a number of California people went to. I unfortunately was not able to make it. But just from looking at stats and stuff, seems like a good, solid, aggressive player. So it'll be just a question of how they adjust to the field and all that. Largely, this is, again, just kind of a question of experience because at the Nats level, it's really just Sweets who has experience at that level. But Ender has definitely played some Force events and some Force tournaments now. And Ender really showed out, especially in his kind of rookie tournament. I think only got better from there. Ender practiced with us in some of our games that we were kind of setting up as a mock scrimmage back in October and did very well in those games as well. So I'm expecting really good things out of Sweets and Ender in particular. Spooky, again, seems like a good kind of aggressive up-and-coming player. Ebo, Mike, and Anchovy, I know, have improved a lot. Hallange, I know, has probably picked up since the last Q's event that they played as well. So definitely some talent on this team, but it's just a question of experience. As good as like Ebo, Mike, and Anchovy, as much as they've improved, they haven't improved enough to like get over the players that I have ranked above them on other teams. So they had to get slotted somewhere. But I think this is definitely, it's moved up a tier from where I had the bottom 2 teams. So they could shift up in that order, but I have them in kind of the next tier up there. They just happen to be at the bottom of the tier.
Speaking of the tier, like what is your next tier made up of? Is 876 or 87?
Yeah. There, I would have 3 teams in this tier.
Yeah. Okay. Than, who you got for us?
In 8th, I've got Hybrids.
Boom.
Oh,
on the face. I'm so glad you're here.
Yes.
Why have you got them at 8th, Than?
Okay, so like DK, I've also got the team split into tiers. I've only got 3 tiers instead of 4, and my middle tier basically goes from 8 to 5.
Right.
So this was legitimately one of those things where, like, okay, look, everybody, the fact that Steve-O has these ranks early means that all of us did homework. I have never done homework for this show in my fucking life.
Yeah, you wouldn't have. You would definitely have known because he's been bragging about doing his homework all week.
Yeah, exactly.
Ooh, teacher, look at me.
He bought me an apple, which I was like, that's impressive because we don't live in the same country.
Yeah. So this, like, figuring out which teams I wanted to put where was actually fairly difficult. And why I landed with Hybrids in 8th, one, a little bit as the 6th player, there are some mobility issues there. Now, they're not going to be as prevalent as and problematic as they were in Loveland, because obviously there's because there's no ramps in Syracuse, but they're still there. And which means that there are likely going to be times where essentially Hybrids is playing 5-on-6, even with 6 players. And that's rough. Second, there's obviously a generalized lack of experience or lack of time in the maze. Now, obviously that smooths itself out over the course of a week, but in the initial, it's problematic. Third, hybrid teams in general can have gelling issues off the start. There are some potential personality conflicts on this team that could just make the whole team melt down.
You hear that Prawn Boy guy is really hard to get along with?
Yeah, he's a fucking dick.
He's a dickhead. Yeah.
So it's not necessarily a comment about the individual quality of the players on the team. It's more a comment of, I think that the other 3 teams that I've put above them have more time in the maze and are better synergistically off the jump. Now, do I fully expect that this is now going to, light some fire to prove me wrong? Sure. Am I happy to be proven wrong? Absolutely. But this is where I have you guys, so suck it.
Well put.
Perfect.
All right.
Controversy,
the rebuttal.
I love it.
Who you got, Max?
But I went Cali B for my 8th place team. Again, it was sort of like people I don't know, and then like a B team going away is kind of, to me, it's like pretty extreme. And again, it's like I saw all the names. I'm like, I don't know these people. So I had my last 2, not that I had tiers or anything like that, but the last 2 teams I was able to pretty easily place. And it's similar to these like next few where I'm like, well, I'm not going to put myself in 8th place. So I'm going to like put myself a bit higher, and the teams thanks. And the teams around like that I think will be similar, I'm like, I'm going to put them below us. So I think Cali B 8th place, but it'll be similar, like where I feel like anyone can beat anyone, especially like teams that don't play in that arena.
Sure.
Much, if at all. Like, I think we've got a little bit who's from Syracuse. I think Vulcan and Firesword might have played a bit in Syracuse. But like Andrew, Leach, and I don't think we've played in Syracuse. I definitely haven't. So
no,
it'll be interesting to see how we go. But yeah, that's sort of why I got Cali B in 8th.
Did Glader get a chance to play? He didn't go to Detroit, did he?
No.
Nah. Nope. Yeah, right on. I don't think he was there in, when was it, 09?
11 was the first one.
11.
Yeah.
And no, he was definitely not there.
Yeah, the first Nats I saw Glader playing was the 14 Nats in Brisbane.
Right.
I don't know if that was his first one, but it's the first one where I saw him.
I would say, just as a preface, I guess as a preface or a qualifier. So, whilst we have named, California B, like they're not really a B team. It's more of like a, subcategory A, subcategory B. But I think for
the SoCal team.
Yeah, exactly. So, and it's the same thing with the Loveland B team. They're not really like B necessarily.
Well, not the way they do things. They're weird.
Yeah, weirdos.
We'll get there.
I want to send a team to Nats at one point and just be Auckland C, but we're the only Auckland team there. That's what I would like to do.
I mean, that'd be about the right naming for it anyway.
Fuck you.
Don't give me a low hanging fruit like that.
Yeah, come to a Nats. Come to this Nats. I can't believe the three of us are all going to Nats and you're not. And all of us are definitely playing.
That was a very careful choice of words. Good job, Steve.
All right. Prawn Boy, we'll start with you on your 7th. Unless you got anything else you want to add to. No.
No, not really. Just keep ranking us low. It just buys me up. Luke did it last year and we got second. So
where were you guys ranked last year? Like 5th?
I don't know.
I think it was like consensus. I think it was 3rd.
Oh yeah.
It was a bit mixed. Like Luke's show where they did the power rankings, and it'll probably happen again. The numbers may be fudged by some Basilbots ranking us really high and the team's really low. Don't take the community vote for like its word. But my 7th place, I went Syracuse B.
Ooh.
I think that the teams I've got sort of above them, including ourselves, will be all right. Again, it was sort of like, I don't really know these players. Like everyone, like on the like in Brisbane, like everyone talks about international players, like they've played at Nats, and so like you hear the names that I haven't met, or you meet the people who went to Nats last year, and then it's like I don't really know these people. So again, it's sort of an experience thing, but they are in a home arena, so who knows? They could be higher, but that's just where I have them.
Right on. I like that as a qualifier. I don't know you. Get down.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Yeah. Than.
All right. My number 7 is Cali B.
Oh.
So again, like this whole tier for me was a lot of like looking at player combinations and thinking about what potential lineups were going to be and overall team synergies and just the whole nine. And Cali B gets the nod into 7th here because enough of them have had time in the arena, as well as they do get to play with each other on at least a semi-regular basis, like as a group. So I felt like those couple of things, even though it is a team of 5 rookies plus Nolan, and again, overcoming rookiness is a challenge, but it's 5 rookies where a good number of these rookies have done other events. So it's not like it's their first time stepping into a comp, but it is their first time stepping into a Nats, and Nats pressure does hit different. And so there is always that possibility of, they're going to get there and melt the fuck down and things go very poorly for them. It's possible. But yeah, I think that there's enough. I think that there's enough here to move it into 7th.
Interesting. DK.
Well, I'll make it even more interesting because I have a different selection than either of you.
Nice.
In this particular setting, I have Loveland B.
Ooh. Oh.
So
defend your choice, sir.
Yeah, not terribly different, honestly, than the take that Prawn Boy had. I'm just applying it to a different B team in this case. So again, like putting California B in 8th, like felt kind of bad because I think they do have some really good players. But you can see like moving up to Loveland B here, like there is a decisive reason why I would take them over California B, and that is the fact that they have 2 world champions on their roster and several other good players besides. Because like they have Sabo, and like if you can buy stock and players, like I got a lot of Sabo in my portfolio. I'm getting in early. I'm investing heavily in the Sabo stock, so definitely have a fan there. But I do have some other information, at least based on what I've heard so far. Their positions are set to have Luke and Josiah play resupply on this team. Now, looking at their roster and what they propose to have as like their positions currently, I can't necessarily say that's going to be bad for team synergy, but I look at the guys who were the 3-hit mains on the world champion Loveland A team 2 years ago, putting them as resupply on the B team, to me is a little bit of a puzzling choice. So maybe it's best for the team. Maybe they know something I don't. Maybe this is part of some other grand experiment. But as currently constructed, I think that's going to make them punch a little below what their weight class would be otherwise. The other thing is, though, if you move them off of resupply, you move them out into the field, that means probably at least one of either Carson or Sully B is going to have to play resupply, or they're going to have to be a little bit more aggressive in one of the scout positions or something like that. And they're still relatively new. Like they're good players. Both of them, I think, played very well at the last random draw event that we had, but they're still Nats rookies, and they were still, the quote unquote the F tier, the newly ranked players in the last random draw. So I think they have a little ways to go. And basically most of the teams that I have ranked above them just don't have that same, I don't want to call it a detriment, but like having rookies, right, there's going to be different expectations that you're maybe used to. So that's my rationale for putting them where I did.
Watching Sabo and Leslie move through the maze in Brisbane, I'm excited to see what they'll do in any role, in any attacking role in Syracuse. Because I think seeing both of them play scouts or either of them play that commander role or whatever, I think they'll move quick. They'll move silkily through the maze.
The team has a lot of athleticism, and that will lend itself some positive aspects in Syracuse. So could they move up? Yes, absolutely. Like this whole tier, I kind of had this listed as the could surprise you tier. Like they could definitely move up, but it's like
absolutely,
like, man, there's a lot of good teams in this tournament. So filling out that like 6, 7, 8 spot, it's like that seems better than like a 7th place team, but they got to be ranked somewhere.
Yeah, exactly right. And I think that's what people in chat should probably remember. Somebody's got to go on that spot. Yeah,
absolutely.
It might as well be hybrids. No, I'm kidding. I just fuck with you. All right, DK, who you got at 6?
Well, speaking of hybrids, this is where I have hybrids. Doesn't matter. So I have them at the top of the could surprise you tier because I feel like I could be surprised very easily by this team. This again, they have kind of a similar issue to Loveland B in that they're going to have 2 fairly new-ish players. Vulcan did play a Nats in 2024, but that was his first Nats. So going into second tournament, will have some experience in the Q's field, but it's still a newer player than a lot of Nats veterans that we have filling out the ranks of other teams. And Firesword is a rookie as well. Now, Firesword I thought played great at the random draw as well. Very valuable pickup for my team. So with some guidance, I think those players could do very well. And that's basically what I'm counting on with this team, is that they're going to get some great guidance. One, they do have Lil Bit, who is a native of that arena. And based on, I would probably project she's going to play Resupply on this team. That will be helpful for them because it will kind of limit any issues with possible mobility that Lil Bit has. And it will provide like kind of someone who knows what the Resupply is supposed to do in Syracuse, someone who understands the meta. And that's going to be helpful and will probably allow them to put one of their other newer players back at Resupply to allow their other players to get out in the field. Now, I have no idea what they're planning. Prawn Boy doesn't have to tell me what you guys are planning. But like, if you're able to make it so that you have like, I would guess like Glader and Leech as the 3 hits would be my most likely projection there. If you can get them out into the field, I think that will be a big asset for the team. But if you have to like pull Glader back to play ammo because you just need a strong presence on the back line, I think that might kind of stall the offense a little bit. But anytime you can get a front line of Leech, Glader, Prawn Boy, that's pretty good. Those are all really good attacking players. And like Syracuse, much like Auckland, I think is a maze that could be really helpful for someone to play style like Leech, who is very quick and can go end to end fairly reliably. So I think they could definitely surprise some people. They do have to train up their newer players, but I believe in their ability to do that. I think it's close with them leveling B, but I'm going to give them a little bit of a nod, especially because, I mean, hey, they got one of the defending champs on their team. But I at least got to put them at the top of their tier, right?
I mean, you don't have to. I didn't.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Well, who did you put, Than?
So for 6th, I put Loveland B.
Okay.
So, yeah. So this was one of those things where looking at the Loveland B roster versus the other rosters for teams that I had in this tier, it just feels like quality wise and you know, various positions that they can play. I mean, okay, sure, they're saying that, you know, Luke and Sai are gonna play Resupply. Sure, I believe that as far as I can throw them. In terms of that being like what they stay with for the entire week, I don't believe them. If that does turn out to be what they do, cool, fine, whatever. Even with that, I think that there's enough attacking quality on this team that 6th is just about right. You know, Selly I played with at Random Draw was very impressed by her play, so I'm going to be very interested to see how she steps up into Nats. Carson was also very impressive at Random Draw, so I'm going to be very interested to see how both of them, you know, fully step into Nats pressure. You know, if they step in and, you know, take a shine to it, then, you know, as with everybody in this tier, like DK is not wrong. Like this entire tier is teams that can surprise you, and there's kind of a practical reality where I think like everything literally from 8 even to 1 are all games that could possibly go either way. Like in a you know, if you played these matches 100 times, it's probably no more than like a 75-25 split. So yeah, I've got him at 6th because they had to go somewhere, and talent wise and positionally, like this is about where I think that they're gonna fall.
It's so hard to like overlook Mischief and Fair Turkey in that team.
Yep.
And yeah, because that's so good, and you know, they might not necessarily out of spite, but it might just reaffirm that, like, well, everyone thinks that we're full of shit, and we're not full of shit, so we're going to make sure that we're, we stick to what we see and going to play Resupply throughout the tournament. And that'll be all good. I just, if you're going to maybe their goal as a team isn't to win, which seems silly to me, because any team should go to a tournament expecting to win, or at least
I think even with them, even with Saya and Luke at Resupply, like were they 3 hits on a world championship winning team? Absolutely. Do I think that this team could still show out, surprise a bunch of people, and finish far above 6th with them not playing 3 hit?
Mm-hmm.
Also, absolutely.
The other thing I was going to say is the thing that potentially detracts is any meltdown issues. Like if the players on that team can rein in any potential meltdowns, I think that's the other thing that will help. But is what it is. Prawn Boy, who you got a 6th?
Right. My 6th, I've put in Loveland A. So that was like my I was sort of tossing up between Loveland B and Loveland A. This is like one of the first teams that I was like, I know these guys, so I can actually speak a little more than I don't know these guys. So last year in Brisbane, Josiah, full credit to him, he was the only player. This is I'm talking about Loveland A, but Josiah last year was one of the only players that Quinn, our brave supreme leader, was scared of. And when we went into games against him, it was well, if we can stop him, that's the only one that's might kick us in. So even when Rusty and Taipan were playing Resupply last year, that made such a big difference, because they just played so aggressively. So if Josiah, I haven't seen Luke play, but if they're, really good 3 hits, it can sort of translate to your Resupply. If they're playing aggressive and not just hiding, just trying to survive, it can make a difference in whoever's 3 hit trying to push in and get their they get those 1-2 hits off, just makes it easy for a scout to put them down. Whereas the Loveland A team, Gabe was really good last year, but the other names I see, I'm I think the B team is probably the better team, and that's what they might have done with the names. And even though Gabe in that 5-chain Triple Tap podcast, they were we've been playing really well against them. It's different, playing in your own arena to a different one. That's what I got. So that's my truth bomb of what I got.
I would encourage anyone, once the show ends, go back and watch that moment again, and watch this guy's little face light up. That was amazing.
And watch chat go off too. This might be our most interactive stream that Resupply has ever had.
Yeah,
we need to have Prawn Boy on more often, because we got to drive this engagement, please.
Wow.
I like it. And you make good points. Look, I really rate Ghost as a player, just his speed. I'm excited to see what Ghost does in Syracuse, because he's basically like a little Sonic the Hedgehog. And I think speed kills in Syracuse. So cool.
I mean, it certainly can if you're Thunder.
I don't get that one.
Thunder versus Evil.
Hit by the freight train in 2021.
Yeah, right. Love you, Prawn Boy, but holy shit, this is crazy. I added this.
Yeah,
shit.
I'm just sowing the seeds of Discord before it even starts. I'm just throwing the teams off.
I'm so here for it.
I mean, I'm here for it too, but goddamn, on my list of on my list of things that where I thought people were I'm going to put teams, that was not on it.
So you
That's
say
awesome.
You say Rage Bait Sparks, but I genuinely believe, Max. I believe that's not Rage Bait. That's what you actually think.
Yeah, I just think that Loveland B is the better team. That's just.
I mean, again, it's hard to overlook. It's hard to overlook Fair Turkey and Mischief on any team. They're real good players.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You want to drop another bomb? Who got at 5?
Okay.
Yeah.
I've got myself at 5. I've got Hybrids in at 5.
Let's go.
So I was like, I'm not putting ourselves in the bottom 5, but I think 5th is sort of like that top half is like sort of what we're aiming for. I think that's like a realistic case. Honestly, like our team 6 months ago was crazy. Like we had Taipan, we had Twin, we had like a bunch of others, and it like Baden as well. It just like dropped off very, very slowly to what it is now. So like 5th, I think like we've had no practice until the Saturday before, and even then it's like the 11 p.m. practice because my flight doesn't get until a bit later. So like Andrew Leach and the others will be able to play a bit, but I'm not meeting half of them until 11 p.m. or probably a bit earlier, but that Saturday before. So I think
you should catch a train with me.
We might. Yeah, nah, fuck that.
You gotta. It's like 5 hours of. You're gonna be 5 hours of transit anyway. You should just come with me.
It's an hour and a half flight. Nah,
but you gotta
good.
get to TSA and do security checkpoints, sucker.
Nah, it's all good. Yeah, probably. I think that we'll go all right. We've got like some things cooking, maybe. I don't want to give anything too much away, but I think we'll in that tier like 5th to 8th, like everyone else has said, can sort of switch around. I think we've definitely got it in us to upset the teams below us, above us. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, 5th.
Yeah, you should just cancel your flight. Jump on a train. Come with me. Because we get in about 3 p.m. there to give you time to practice.
Yeah, it's all good.
Fuck it.
Yeah, but you have to do it like in the old timey ones where you run alongside the train and you throw your bag onto the freight car.
And I'll be hanging off the back, holding my arm out to. Hey, Ghost, I saw you saying there before. You said, "What about me and Joe? Bros really undervaluing us again." So I didn't mention Joe. Joe was. I thought that Tucker was one of the standout players from Brisbane last year, or at least for me, Tucker played so much better than I thought he was going to in Brisbane. And I don't know if you heard it, but I waxed poetic about how I feel about you. So if you missed it, go back and watch the VOD because it gave you a little bit of shine. You never get mentioned, bro. I'm right there with you. Just start a podcast and then you can just mention yourself. All right, Than, who have you got at number 5?
At number 5, I have Syracuse B.
Boom.
So my tiers were I only had 3 as opposed to DK's 4, and it's the 9-10, the 5 to 8, 1 to 4, and I think Syracuse B is squarely in this middle tier, as it were. It's a solid team. Obviously, it's a home team, so they've got time and maze, this, that, the other. And I just like, oh no, we've lost.
That's
we've
right.
lost Max.
We might come back.
He's popped on and off a couple of times, I think.
It's fine. We'll figure it out.
Let me know if you pop.
It'll be a while before it gets back to him anyway.
That's also true. That's also true.
I think chat is like, we got to get this motherfucker off here somehow.
He got hacked. Prawn Boy has been hacked.
Yeah.
You monsters! What have you done?
Hey, Sammy.
So within this tier, because it is, their home site, like I just they get that they get the nod into the top of this tier because it is their site and they've got the most time in the arena.
Yeah.
And that's literally the deciding factor for why they're at the top of this particular tier for me. This one, it's no deeper than that.
Yeah. I think that maybe speaks to what Sammy just asked you late to the stream, but was a consensus on side advantage this Nats. I think there's always a certain amount of side advantage, however much Rusty always tries to claim that there's not. Fuck off, Brent.
There is for everybody else besides Rusty.
Yeah, apparently.
Again, some people are
all
just
be
freaks. Yeah.
The GOAT.
Yeah, apparently.
You know what? I'd say that they haven't, and again, this is just off the back of what Beans has said. I don't think that the home sites really taken advantage of the home field advantage, in that they haven't necessarily prepped as much as humanly possible, which I think makes a big difference. Like even like in the lead up to Brisbane, you guys play every week. And regardless, it's not playing on the same team, but you are getting reps in the maze every week. Whereas Syracuse, as far as I'm aware, don't play every week,
which is wild because you assholes, like, you have a site open and like Sancho's perfectly good with you guys playing.
One of the best owners.
Yeah, go fucking play.
Yeah.
But the people that are on the Syracuse B team have been playing for long enough in that arena that it's just kind of innate at that point, and a week of visiting people playing games of the teams that are within the same tier isn't going to be enough to change that,
right?
So
yeah, kids. Yeah, I get it. It's easy for me to be like, but why can't everyone just come and play? I don't have kids.
Same. So yeah, I get it.
Before we get to DK's fifth, Max, can you give me a mic check?
Hello?
Yes, we got you. Good.
Great. Yeah, I love when DDoS me. They didn't like the opinion.
Someone dumped a flaming bag of shit on my porch and I had to go deal with it. All right, DK, who you got?
Okay, get ready for another chat eruption, because here's where Loveland Day is going.
Love it.
Okay, so they can go off. But I do have them in the next tier that has 2 teams in it. I'm calling this the aspirational tier because I think both the teams that I'm putting here want to have a shot at making, the podium, so making it to the top 3. And I think either of them could do it. I just happen to think that the teams that I'm ranking in the 1 and 3 spots they're just better. Like, I'm sorry, I don't have another way to say that. But this is still a really solid team. Like, I do have all the respect in the world for Josiah and Mischief, but at an average level, this is a stronger team than the other Loveland team. Now, they're fairly close in skill, I would say, much closer than A and B teams usually are. But this is still a good, solid team from top to bottom. And if I can mention Sergeant Tucker for once, I think that they really will benefit from some of his leadership, his experience, and his guidance in the field. All these players, they're good, solid, have good heads on their shoulders. I think they have a lot of different looks they could give you. I've seen what they've been running in practice. I think it's a good lineup. It might not be 100% what I'd pick, but I can't say it's like a mistake. It's not the same as like putting Josiah and Mischief at Resupply, which just kind of puzzles me. Like, I think this team has a lot of viable lineups that they could run. They're going to be strong. It's one of the reasons that I'm probably putting them a little bit below the absolute top tier is just amount of arena experience. Some of them have been to Syracuse, but all the teams that I'm putting ahead of them have considerably more Syracuse experience. So that has to count for something.
Who have you got heavy on that team?
My understanding is that let's see. Most recently,
I want to see Tucker. I want to see Tucker play heavy on that team.
I think most recently they had Azra playing heavy and Sergeant Tucker was slotted to play commander, but I don't know if that's what they're sticking with or just what they happened to use in their last practice.
Right.
But I could see a lot of cases, especially because like Azra and the Babe, they both played Syracuse very recently. I thought they were both incredibly solid. Like they subbed in for us when we did our practice games against Syracuse A and B, and they were definitely strong in that field. Like I said, that was the first time the Babe had ever played commander in Syracuse, and I thought I did pretty good.
Yeah.
All things considered. So definitely got a lot of talent on this team. It's just a mark of there's heavy hitters in this tournament. Got to put them somewhere. And I have reasons for why I'm taking the other 4 teams above them.
I have, I'm high on Gabe. I'm high on the Babe. I like the Babe as a player. And I think like, every tournament they play gets better and better. So, yeah. I'm buying the Babe stock. Got a little bit of Sabo, but mostly the Babe.
Yeah, definitely got some of that too.
All right, let's kick off with number 4, DK. Who you got?
Oh, that's right. I'm doing 2 in a row. Okay, so the other team that I have in this tier is Syracuse B. This again was another close call, but after the last few years, basically stemming back to like Detroit in 2019, Loveland in 2024, Brisbane last year, I'm done underestimating home site B teams. I just am. So
fair.
This is where I'm gonna put them. Like they're still a B team, so I think they're still one weight class below the top tier elite teams. But this is still an incredibly strong team. They have number 1, they have the 1-2 punch of Zerg and Jackal, and that is going to be absolutely devastating to some teams, especially like early in the week. Teams don't have a ton of experience in that maze. They're going to have some trouble playing against Syracuse B, guaranteed, because those players are incredibly fast, they're incredibly aggressive, and they do not give up on the attack. They have a ton of experience, potentially on the back line. I don't know exactly what their positions are going to be, but probably at least one of either Disco Stew or Fox is going to be one of their resupplies. So that's a lot of experience in that field. That's a lot of Nats experience generally. And then you have Fenrir and Alex, who they may end up being their scouts. They're still strong, experienced players who have a lot of reps in that field. So just the experience edge in the field specifically is why I got to give them like the slight nod over Loveland A. But again, I have them in the same tier. I think it's fairly close, but I would not underestimate the Syracuse B team. They are to be taken seriously in every single game.
Yeah, Max. No. Where do you have Disco Stew in that lineup? Do you have him just being the solid resup, like as per usual?
My guess is he'll probably be resupply. He'll probably be ammo hermetic.
He's so good in that ammo role.
What the rest of they have. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Like that. Like I feel bad sometimes for when you're like, all right, so such and such. Oh yeah, they're playing resup because they always play resup, and you feel a little bad that they don't get to play laser tag necessarily, but there's just some players like it's a set and forget, right? Like they're so trustworthy in that role.
Well, they're solid in that role, and Stu would be the first to acknowledge that there are potentially some mobility issues getting back and forth across the field over the span of a whole week. Right. Now, my understanding is like Stu's back is doing a lot better than it was, but there's always a little bit of a question mark there when you have a history of that.
Yeah.
So it will suit him just fine to be like a good, solid backline resupply player on this team. Like the amount of pressure this team can put out will mean that he's probably not going to be doing a lot of end-to-end runs other than maybe against like some of the very top level teams.
Yeah. As someone who also, is slotted fully resupply for a variety of reasons, it's fine. Like sometimes you just have to acknowledge that the game has passed you by in certain regards, and there are so many people so much better at everything else, and you just need to do the thing that you're good at and let people who are younger and faster do all the fucking work.
And I don't even think it's
do things.
a past your prime thing. I just think like maybe I was going to use Fredo as an example, but
look, it's a past your prime thing for me. Okay, so I'm
okay, but you may not be as mobile and stuff, but the cerebral part of the game is still there. So you're not necessarily like playing laser tag. You're playing a very specific role.
Playing chess.
Yeah,
you're literally playing chess.
That's right, literally. Who have you got in fourth then?
So in fourth, I have Loveland A.
Ooh.
Now,
I love the spread of these teams.
Yeah. Now, this is one of those cases where, again, like the top of my middle tier and the bottom of the top tier, like there's so much overlap. Like there's the Venn diagram here is fucking ridiculous, and it's great. Like the fact that it actually did take time to figure out like where to put teams is a testament to really like the quality, the overall quality of the teams in this tournament. Like I would not be surprised to see like any of our results end up being what the results are, but I would also not be surprised if it was something completely different as well. Like there's so much potential across all of these teams to beat somebody unexpected, the whole nine. It's amazing. So Loveland A I have in fourth because I think like for me they're better synergistically than Loveland B. I think that there is a better overall overlap of players on this team than on B. It's close, but I think but
it's like fewer question marks, right?
Yeah. There's fewer question marks as to like how certain things are going to go. Having said that, where this team could fully fucking disappoint me is they do have some fucking space cadets on it. They absolutely have some fucking space cadets on it.
I think it's pronounced Space Marines. But,
So, given that this team has some fucking space cadets on it, I could see this team as far down as 6th or 7th. Now,
should put them there.
Yeah. Now, God, that was completely unintentional, and oh God. Anyway, now, do I think they're going to end up down there? Obviously not. I've put them in 4th, but I do think they could space cadet their way down the ranks if they're not careful. Like there is so much talent on this team, and there's such good kind of emotional core leadership with Azra and Tucker on this team that with those two players, I think that they're going to be able to keep their space cadets in line. That's why I've got them in 4th.
That's a great carrot and stick pairing right there.
So we'll see. We will see where this all ends up, because they could space cadet their way down the table, or they could just have the fucking week of their lives and end up somewhere on the podium. It's gonna be real fucking interesting to see.
Which I'd like to see that. Just given the talent of the players, and got a couple of world champs there, so it'd be cool to see a couple of those players get a couple of titles under their belt. So, right on. All right, Prawn Boy, 4th.
Right. I've got Loveland B in fourth place. So
Mm.
I sort of swapped around. I talked about Loveland B in the fifth place, but I'll talk about Loveland A here, why I've got them below. Like, last year, at least, like, from my experience, like, Babe and Sabo being on, like, the same team, like, that was sort of scary, you know? Like, again, it was, like, the 3 hits that you got to respect. Like, they're the better players. Like, we can't just be like, oh, we can't just walk over them. But they're not on the same team. And I look at that Loveland A team, and I'm like, Babe's there, but like, who's gonna back him up? You know, like, who's gonna stand up with him? Like, nothing against the other players that were on that Loveland team last year, but it was like, yeah, I don't see anyone on that team like backing them up, and that's sort of why I've got Loveland B in high. They've got, like, I think, at least from what I've seen, that they've got the better players. And then, like, you're talking about the synergy of it, like, the power friendship can, like, get you only so far, but, like, you need, like, the players who are just gonna, like, you know, I don't care that I'm just gonna go out and win. Like, we had that last year with our team. Like, we'd win a game and we'd blow up at each other, and it's like, wow, we didn't win by enough. It's like, you know, so I think that's why I've got them. Loveland B is that 4th team, and Loveland A is that 6th team.
It's interesting you frame it that way, because I would say, again, off the back of seeing Ghost play a little bit, I think his mentality is a little bit like that. Is a, like, I just want to win. I'm gonna go out and just do what I can to win the game. I don't give a fuck if I like upset people. I'm gonna go and play to win. So yeah, and honestly, if without the caveat of, you know, Fear Turkey and Mischief saying that they're playing exclusively Resupply, if they are locked in and they end up playing Heavy and Commander, you know, respectively,
yeah,
that I would, that's a good pick. Like, they are.
Yeah,
That's
that was another
brutal
reason. Like,
yeah.
Like, I didn't really do homework. I was sort of on my lunch break when I was like filling in this thing. But like, I was like listening. Like, I've sort of been thinking about it. Like, yeah, as much as you can be like, oh, I'm gonna play Resupply and Heavy. That's like what Rusty and Taipan did, and they're anomalies. But like, if you've got, they can just lock in and be like, they might lose the first few games, and they just be like, okay, let's stop mucking around. Let's win. Like, are we here for fun or are we here to win? So
Yeah.
they're there to win. That's, I think they've got that 4th place.
Right on. Spicy. I like that. I like having that team. I like you put that team ahead of altitude issues. I'm sure they don't.
Absolutely not. I mean, it's
No,
pretty obvious.
they hate it.
They're not fans.
They hate me for I speak the truth.
Okay, 8th place.
Look, I'll enjoy my 8th place while I'm there. You can enjoy it from where you're sitting.
I'll enjoy it just fine. It'll be great.
Yeah, we're from Portland.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Who have you got? Who have you got for 3rd?
I've got Fake Olympus in 3rd place.
Ban him again. Get him out of here.
Yeah. This is like one of the, like, these 3, I was sort of, the top 3, I was like, I feel like any of these teams can win this.
Absolutely.
And again, this is sort of like looking at the names, like, I'm looking at it now. I don't really know many of the names. Like, obviously DK's there, Odin's this, like, people you've seen pop up. I haven't really got much to say on that. I just got them in 3rd. I think they'll be good. They'll be strong, but it won't be like last year with one team obviously being better. I think it'll be sort of like a scissors, paper, rock sort of thing where first beats second, second beats third, third beats first sort of thing. Like, so it'll be a lot more even than last year.
It is always interesting when there's not a clear Brisbane A team, because let's be honest, anytime a team turned up with Rusty on it, most of the time that team was a clear favorite, especially some of those power teams that they had at home in the last couple of Brisbane Nats. Like the Golden Oldies team was fucking stacked.
At home, forget about it. Like,
yeah. Last year's A team again stacked. So whenever Rusty doesn't go to a Nats, it's always really interesting to see what that top 3 bracket looks like, because now you have true parity, I think, with most of the teams in that top bracket. So 2011 we lost because Lenny and myself ran out of shots and Rusty was down to 1 life. Right on.
Yeah,
I also think it'll be interesting. Like, I just had a look at the rosters. Like, do you guys have 7 players? DK, is that what I saw?
We do, yes.
Is that what I read? Yeah. So like, I think that'll also be interesting. Like, just a general comment about all the teams with 7 players. It's like, is there a best 6 that you go with, or like, what are you doing to like give everyone like? I'm not asking you for your opinion on it, but like if you want to give it, but like, are people playing with a 7th to, give everyone like, oh, let's go play laser tag, or is it like, okay, we're playing with 7 because like it'll help us win? So I think that'll be another thing that like makes a difference in some of those games where like those bottom tier teams like us, we got 6 and we'll stick with the same 6 unless someone gets injured, and hopefully not. But teams that played with 7 last year, like the 7th player, like at times probably didn't help. So I think that'll be interesting.
Well, when you do it, from my perspective, when you have 7, you run into the problem where who is sitting out finals? And the other thing is, if you're rotating that, the 7th player in, who's rotating in and out, and what do you do with those roles? That means that, you've got some swing roles. Whereas if you have 6, usually you figure out your best lineup and you stick with it, throughout the week. Whereas when you have the 7th, you have to find, maybe they change in and out with one of your 2 scouts, and so you've got a rotating 3 in that midsection or whatever it is. They need a certain amount of games to play in the finals. I don't know what the
50%.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's 50%.
I thought 14 games. For me personally, I think if you roster 7, if you say, right, we're coming in with 7 players, and I don't know, it's hard, I guess, to make it fair, but are you playing to I think to your point, Max, is like, are you playing and making it fair for everyone on that team? Or do you go on with the understanding is like, right, this is our best 6. You're here as a backup and you'll get reps throughout the week. But if we have a healthy 6, this is the lineup for our finals run. How do you balance it, right? All right. Otherwise, you roster 7 and just bring in Rusty for the finals. Yeah, you're like, dude, I'm gonna. You get to drink and do nothing for the whole week, and then finals, we need
just
you.
Turn up, yeah.
Than, who's your 3rd place?
My 3rd place is also Olympus.
Suck it, DK. No.
Too thin.
Love you, bro. Okay, so I have some specific concerns and this is why I've got you guys picked in 3rd and why you're picked in 3rd. 1, again, also we're gonna reiterate this top tier of teams. Any of these teams can win. Like, let's be clear about that. My concerns with Olympus. So 1, you've got Dill coming back to play, who hasn't played in 2 years.
And this is assuming Dill's leave gets approved, which he just mentioned earlier in chat. If it doesn't get approved, then I don't blame your projections at 3rd.
But even with that, he hasn't played in almost 2 years. Now, Granted, he had done something very similar in 24 when we were in Loveland, and he picked up and knocked the rust off relatively quickly.
Yeah,
and he would definitely be in much better shape, or at least I would hope he would be in much better shape this time around than he was in 24. So yeah, but not playing for 2 years, it's a concern. It 100% is. Oh, and we lost Max again. Of course we did. It's okay.
Yeah, we'll get back to him for a little bit. It's okay.
Yeah, we'll get back to him for a little bit. It'll be fine again. And then, as much as I love Autumn and Odin and Disco, they're lovely people. They're wonderful human beings. They are some of my favorite human beings within the tag community. Sometimes, when you put those three people in the game on the same team at the same time, it goes real fucking poorly.
These are scurrilous lies. I have no idea what you're possibly referring to.
Sometimes the fact that they are family very much comes out in the maze, in the best possible ways and in the worst possible ways. Yeah, as I smack my microphone because I talk with my hands, even though I'm not Italian. So yeah,
stereotype.
I mean,
for shame.
True. So yeah, like is the Cali A team Olympus? Is it a very talented roster? Absolutely. Like, I don't think anybody would possibly look at this roster and go, oh, this team sucks. I mean, a team of DK, Kadama, Applesauce, Dill, Disco, Odin, like, it's a good fucking team. It genuinely is. But it has some concerns. Because it has some concerns. So we'll see. Either I'll get proven right and that'll suck, or I'll get proven wrong. And that'll also suck because my ego is very fragile about being wrong.
I am very excited at seeing Kodama play Nats again.
Absolutely.
I'm excited at the prospect. Max, if you haven't, so Kodama kind of, I don't know, maybe I'm speaking out of turn, but kind of pipped at one point as being the USA's top player, or at least like one of, maybe top three.
Definitely top three.
Yeah. So hopefully Kodama's not washed. You never know. Seemingly, if you retire, the competitive fire is gone. Kodama rough for heavy in 2023. Who got heavy? Was it me? No, it wasn't me.
Oh,
I got it in. Huh?
Rusty.
When did I get it?
Heavy that year.
2019. Yeah, fuck yeah. It's awesome. The ditch to on his promise last year. Yeah, should have come to Oz. But I think it'd be
it should have.
I'm looking forward to seeing him play again. It's gonna be good. DK, who you got?
Okay, well, I have some level of self-esteem, so I am not putting Olympus in third. So, as I think both Than and Prawn Boy alluded to, we have now gotten into what I would say is the top tier, that these are the championship contending teams. I would say it's a similar situation to Loveland in 2024, where I thought all three of the top teams had a legitimate chance of winning. I think there was still a favorite out of that pack, and I think that is also true this year. But all three of these teams, I think, are capable of competing for the title, and whoever ends up in this third spot is probably going to feel a little bad about it. And that's just the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. It's also interesting to note that all three of the remaining teams have all rostered 7. So all the concerns that we have about, like, how do you manage those 7-person rosters? Like, all three of the top teams are going to be working on that. Now, I do think that all three of these teams have a quote unquote like best 6 they can roll out, but I don't know that that's etched in stone. Like, that could change as people figure out chemistry during round play and that kind of stuff. So things are subject to change. But all right, without further ado, I'm putting in third place the arch nemesis of the BDRL, the Utah Heat Seekers.
Timato Winger, thank you very much for the sub. Nice to see you, brother. Good pick.
And the reason that they're going in third is that, well, I can't underestimate the home team, and I'm not going to put them above myself. So that's where you go. But
valid. Okay, like, valid.
God, man, this is a good team. Like, you have the Slaughtermelon Snuffles combo at the top. That is as good as it gets in the States. Like, you can maybe hope to match that in your output, but you probably ain't getting better than that. That is about as strong as it gets. That's like approaching the top tier theoretical level of the game. I have so much respect for those guys. They are, my brothers from 2023. I love them like my own brothers. But having said that, I will not hesitate. You will not get in my way, no matter what. And the rest of that team, quite strong as well. I mean, it is a lot of their components of their 2024 team, which did place second in the 2024 Nat. So you have Chaser returning, you have Metal Face returning, you have Meds returning, and then they're bringing in Cope, strong player, good amount of experience, and they're bringing up Rockwood. And this could be a big show-out opportunity for Rockwood to see if, he's put a few things together and can really elevate into the next level of play. So this is an incredibly talented team. They're solid from top to bottom. I cannot underestimate them. But I really do feel like Utah has kind of become sort of the rivals of California in a friendly way. Like, we're all cool with each other, but it's like there was a lot of back and forth between, like 2019 and now. Basically, there have been a lot of really good close finals battles that have happened going through the bracket. We came out a little ahead of them in 21. They got an edge over on us in 24. So right, I'm ready to return the favor. But they're a very tough team, and I would not be surprised to see them make finals. Wouldn't be surprised to see them win the tournament either. But I have them at the bottom of the top tier.
Love it. Right on. Big one. So, I like it though.
Number 2.
Yeah.
Get ready, because I'm going to say it is Syracuse A. You're going down. You're taking second place. Because Steve said it off the top. You go to play in this tournament, your aim is to win.
Mm-hmm.
And you should believe that you can win. And I do believe that my team can win. So I'm putting Syracuse A in second. Now, having said that, I 100% acknowledge if there were odds makers that were looking at this tournament, they would have them pegged as the favorites. And I do not blame anybody else for putting them first. My reason for putting them second is purely an issue of ego and confidence. And I will say that very frankly.
That's not an issue.
They do rate to be very, very strong in this tournament. They're the home team. It's an incredibly strong home team. This is about as good a roster as Syracuse can put together. They have multiple ways that they can destroy you. Like in 2021, they were basically playing random positions against most of the teams they went in, but they just have such an understanding of how they work with one another, how the field works in general, that they just know how to pivot in between the roles very effectively. So them rostering 7 could be a real advantage because they have a lot of ability to plug and play in different spots. And frankly, they also have a tendency to get injured. So it's a good thing that they roster an extra player.
Valid.
Yeah, Beans, no softball between now and the tournament, okay?
Yeah, absolutely not.
Dummy.
I'm pretty sure he said earlier that he's playing like softball in the next 2 weeks as well. So
what a goober. He's subbing on Sunday.
Wrap yourself in bubble wrap.
What an absolute piece of shit.
Make sure you take a nice hard head first dive into first.
Yes, you can't be breaking, like, not even breaking, shattering your arm prior to the tournament again. Like, that's the ultimate sandbag, my friend.
Yep.
I agree with you, DK, that like that team, you look at it and they're all so good evenly across every position. And there are some standouts. Like I really rate Lenny as a heavy. I really rate Black Hammer as a commander. But you could you could put those guys in, like, you put that whole team in any role and they're all going to excel. So, love it.
Yeah.
Love
The
it.
crazy thing is, like, Lenny is probably their best medic, and he's
right.
Like, he's good at a lot of positions, but yeah. So they, like I said, they have a lot of ways they can beat you. But that's all I gotta say about them. And I'm very sorry to do this in the little show. It's very unprofessional, but I gotta pee so bad, and it's gonna be a while.
Go do your thing.
So I'll be right back. You guys give your predicts.
I mean, it wouldn't be the first time a host of the show has ditched it to go to the bathroom, so it's all good.
It's usually you.
yeah. Normally, if you see me shifting like this, it means I gotta take a shit. Just a little peek behind the curtain. Then, who have you got in your number 2 spot?
Speaking of,
nice.
So my number 2 spot, I've got the Utah Heat Seekers.
Nice.
Now, again, like I feel like we're gonna be reiterating this a lot, kind of as we finish out the picks, because like literally all three of these top teams, like any one of them could win. It's possible. And really any team from 4th down to 8th, I honestly think has realistic chances of beating the teams in the top 3. 9th and 10th, sorry, you don't. Now, having said that, you watch, there's going to be some massive upset because somebody's going to die out early, and Hybrid is going to take out one of the top 3 teams, and I'm going to look like an ass, or more of an ass than I already do. I'm okay with that. So, but this Utah roster is so strong top to bottom and plays so well together top to bottom that, like, I put them in second over Cali A because when I look at their roster, I don't see the same potential issues that I see with the California roster. And in a scenario like this tournament is going to be where the differences between the top teams are very fine margins, really fine margins for these top games. I just feel like that the Utah team is going to have just a slight level of consistency edge.
Right.
That's the reason. That's the reason I've got him in second, and apparently it's the reason that DK and I are no longer friends. That sucks. That sucks.
Max, who you got? Who's your second? Do you want to talk about your? We'll talk about second.
My second is the Utah Meat Seekers. Because that's what they're going on about in Discord a lot. But I think they're like, again, it's like, from what I've seen and what they're talking about, they're getting their reps in, like, which is a big advantage. I almost put them in first, but the snide little comment about us unfortunately knocked them down one. Us being the BRL, but I think they'll be second, and it'll be close. It won't be like last year where we got pumped in the final. I think it'll be very close finals, and it might even like split the bracket in the grand final. Who knows? So it'll be interesting to see like how they go versus the home team. So yeah, I got the Utah Heat Seekers in second.
Well, we might as well launch your first place as well.
Yeah. All right. In first place, I have Hybrids. I think they're a really great team.
Told you gotta pick yourself. You gotta have confidence.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not here to buck spiders. Yeah, I've got the Syracuse A team in first place. I think a strong team in their home site is like we saw last year, or like not to blow smoke up my own ass, but like I thought we were relatively strong as well, and like that made a difference in those close games. Like the games against DK's team, like they were close, and we only won on like elims and stuff like that. Like that was what blew it out. If it wasn't an elim, it'd be like a 300 to 1,000 point win, which is a lot closer than the elim makes it. But I think that like home side advantage will exist. They play there, they're from there, and that'll be the difference between first and second.
There we go. I fixed it for you. There you go.
Yeah. So yeah, I got Syracuse with a big asterisk next to it.
I love being asterisks. That sums up my playing career. To your point, like, yeah, I think the gap between Brisbane A last year and everyone else it was massive. And that's no disrespect to the other teams, including your team, because I thought your team arguably one of the best B teams of all time. But they were so good. So yeah, seeing it kind of flip, like seeing how like close the top of the table kind of is, like it makes for better watching anyway.
Yeah.
Then you could deal with that one.
It's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, that was that's all
that
good.
was fine.
Yeah. Than, who have you got?
So I also have Syracuse A in first.
Nice.
And again, I mean, it's for the same reasons as Prawn Boy. Like, home site, strong fucking team. Like, it's this is, I think DK mentioned it earlier. This is probably, I do agree with what DK said earlier. This is probably about the strongest team that Syracuse could possibly put together.
Mm.
So when
is this
you take
all of like the Syracuse greats on this team, like is there anyone that's kind of missing?
Not really. I mean, you could throw Fox in there for legacy, but
right.
with due respect to him, all 7 of the players they have rostered are better players than he is.
Right.
Yeah. So it was definitely a case of looking at this roster and just kind of going, like, there really was only one place to put them in this tier. Again, with the caveat that I don't think the gap between them, Utah, and Callier is necessarily huge. I think there is a gap in this specific instance because they're playing at home. I think that is the gap. And it is very, very possible that they drop games that they shouldn't, because, well, shouldn't in quotes, because of the quality kind of across the entire competition. But we're doing a prediction show. We got to make a prediction. This is it. And if Cody was, being the official Laserforce sports book and making odds, like you would have to say that Syracuse A is the favorite for this tournament.
Yeah, I guess I would put Utah first, but that's just me.
You're not supposed to take any positions. How can we trust any of your commentary for the entire week from now on?
What I meant to say was, I think laser tag's the winner on the day. Is what I meant to say.
Most biased announcer since Charles Barkley.
Exactly right. Curly. That's a terrible Charles Barkley. My Shaq's better. DK, who have we got at number 1?
Yeah, as I alluded to, I am taking my team, California A, for the winning spot. We will win in Syracuse. We will win in Syracuse.
I love it. Is that the affirmation that you start your day with? Just
Yeah,
like that?
pretty much.
Nice.
Pretty much, quite honestly. like I've definitely put some seriousness into the thought and the training behind this year, because I'll be 100% honest. I feel that our team could have done better in 2024. We just didn't come through in the final match, and I have regrets about that. And
That's
to be
valid.
perfectly honest, I just did not have the same level of intensity going into the Nats as I had the year before. There really was a kind of championship hangover. It's hard to maintain that level of intensity. But having that happen, and then like last year, having a lot of people underestimate our team for Brisbane, and I think we put up an admirable podium finish. But like, I'm ready to get back into championship mode now. Like I haven't had setbacks in my training this year. I've been going to events, and most of my team's been coming with me. Like Odin and Autumn and Disco have put in a lot of hours traveling, especially to Syracuse in the last year. I think that is going to make a big difference. And I mean, fans alluded to their reputation. People's reputation is what it is for a reason. But my perspective, my opinion is that they have now actually become underrated, and that they are going to bring some heat in this tournament. People are going to see what they're really capable of. Kodama and Applesauce, even though like they didn't play in the last year, that they haven't played. I mean, Kodama did play a little bit with us like last October, but haven't really played a tournament since 2024. Don't worry about them. Yep. They're going to be great. I have all the faith in the world in Kodama, and really same goes for Dill. Fan alluded to it that, yeah, sure, he was coming off rust, hadn't really played all that much since the West Coast in 22. But guess what? He was really good in that West Coast in 22. He's one of the reasons that they elevated from third to second. When he came back in 24 in Loveland, he was a standout player that entire week in Loveland. I don't worry about Dill's ability to knock off the rust. And I think that, right, we have a really good synergy and combination of players just in between the options that we have. Again, I will be 100% honest. I don't know 100% what our lineup is going to be going into finals, but I view that as an asset rather than a setback, because I think that is going to give us some options. Again, it's predicated on making sure that Dill comes with us, because if we lose Dill, that is a pretty big pillar to lose, both physically, literally and figuratively.
He is very tall, so yeah.
But Dill is an absolute asset to this team. There was some hesitancy to roster 7, and generally speaking, I have it's not really been part of my philosophy to roster 7. But when the question came up, like, oh, if we can get Dill as a 7th, 100% add him to the team, because he's a fantastic player, and I trust him to come through in big moments. So I expect great things from our team. This is my way of hyping them up / calling them out. I expect us to compete for first, and I expect to win. So follow me, guys. Let's go.
I changed my mind. I got Olympus coming first.
Get that smack talk out here now.
I honestly love the fact that that between the three of us, we do not have a consensus pick in any position.
Yeah,
love it.
Love it. Like we had you can definitely tell that like there's some very similar tiering around various thought processes that we all have, but the fact that there is nothing from 1 to 10 where all three of us have actually agreed, I think is fucking great, and I think does go to the overall level of quality of the teams that are coming to play this tournament. Like it's such a great feeling when you're going to do rankings and you're literally having to struggle as to where you want to put teams, because you're like, well, this team can beat this, and they can probably beat them, but they can probably beat that, and you've got that the whole way down. It just makes for such a much more entertaining tournament the whole way around.
It was a lot harder this year than I would say. Like last year, I had a lot more confidence in my rankings than I do this year.
I'm perfectly confident in my rankings. I don't know what you're talking about. No, I am fully expecting my rankings to be terribly, terribly wrong once teams actually are in the maze and making adjustments. But we do a talk show, and we're semi-paid occasionally to have opinions. So it'd be a terrible show if like if we all agreed all in the time.
Yeah, which I guess like part of that is it's always nice to have somebody come on that we don't normally have, and give a wild take on how the lineup's going to be. Max, do you have any like kind of final thoughts about the tournament, like what you're looking forward to, anything like that?
I was talking to the like BDRL boys like last Monday. Like, I think this tournament, like last year, I sort of missed out on the social part because it's like it'd be done and I'd go home, and like I got to sleep in my own bed, which is probably like a big advantage comparing to sleeping in an Airbnb, catching the bus, like some teams where I was able to go home, have my own meals and stuff like that. I wasn't needing to worry about that stuff. Like, but in saying that, like I think this year the social part of it is like I think I'll enjoy that a lot more, being able to like not
Absolutely.
just like, okay, I'm going home. I get to like hang out with these people that you see like once a year, if not once every few years. I think that'll be cool. Yeah, I think that's what I'm looking forward to. So.
That stuff, like for me, I'm very vocal, period, but I'm very vocal about the social side. Like the social aspect is so important for Nats, I think.
Absolutely.
Because it just
I think like
go ahead.
Oh, you go, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I went to the comedy thing last Wednesday, last year, the Your Mate's Tight Five. Like that was like good because like I was talking to a bunch of the Auckland boys, and then I sort of mingled with them a bit, and then the Friday night dinner is much of a disappointment. The dinner was like I went out to the band that was playing, and like I got talking with Leach, and like. So at least like Leach and I, like we chatted a bit, like talked some shit, and then so it's not like I'm coming in with 4 complete strangers. It's like 3 at least. So I think that helps. But yeah, I think this year will be a bit different with the social side. So
and all the like the travel and stuff, like me and you going to a baseball game, obviously, before the tournament, which would be really fun.
Nice.
The band that played that night, These Four Walls, they're actually playing a gig here tonight. So I'll go from this show to go hang out with the crew, and then we're gonna go to the band.
Fucking sweet.
Oh, I'm so excited. But
Say
yeah,
hi to Blue and Steve for it.
Yeah, I shall. I think so. To your point, Tucker and chat, like that tournament was probably the most socializing you've done because of the park. I think it's
a good time.
Oh my god, it's and this is one of the best things I like about Brisbane is there's that holiday park specifically because it's not too far from site, but it can house pretty much everybody. All of the traveling players.
It basically did. Like pretty much all the traveling players were there.
Yeah, exactly. And when that happens, you can, like start, like you get home from playing and, you can go, oh, I'm going to go and see what, the Oakley guys are up to or whatever. And you go and you have dinner with people and you don't have to spend a lot of money to go out and socialize at a pub or whatever. You can just go and be amongst your peers essentially. So
and there was more alcohol there than there would be at a pub anyway.
Exactly.
That's accurate.
Based solely of your extensive lack of knowledge of giving 100% weight to what team logo speaks to you the most, you shall be supporting California B. But good luck to everyone involved. Tumato winger, that's a good pick. I like California B. If I'm talking to you specifically now too. If you didn't already know, next week charity stream, come hang out. It's gonna be good. Shane, the arena's so shit now. Yeah, I know, right? But yeah, for anyone who hasn't had the Nats experience before, even if you're local, because to your point, Max, like being a local means you kind of miss out on that stuff if you don't, unless you're mental like I am, like, and go and stay at a hotel, like, in your hometown. But like that stuff is the stuff. I think that's all the extra flavor to a tournament that keeps people traveling and keeps you coming back.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so get amongst, for all of you rookies, especially the local rookies, do as much socializing as you can. Even if you're a little bit introverted, being around your peers can kind of ease that a little bit. Ethan.
Yeah. Shockingly, when you spend time around people that have the same, weird hobby that you do, that it does sometimes help you become, less of a people hater.
Cope, that's awesome.
Sometimes.
I would get into socializing. That's just for winning. You goddamn right. I was going to say, DK, I can't wait to hang out with you after the tournament. It's going to be great.
Till then, don't talk to me. I'm focused.
Yeah, I just always see you as a face on my computer screen. So you better, just leave me be until the end of the week. Happy to share my rookie virginity with you all. That's about the most awful way to put that.
Just be thankful you weren't in the captain's chat. There were some horrible things.
No. Yeah. Just remember, kids, clear that history before you go through TSA. Yeah.
Well, my only question for Prawn Boy is, since Soul isn't coming to this event, who are you going to sneak up behind to entertain everybody on the cameras?
I don't know. I'll figure that out. It might take a few games, but I'll sneak up behind someone. I'll get them. So
was that when you guys were resupplying in the new tower, and Prawn Boy was behind you?
We kicked you from a nuke, and I'd sort of walked in, and Lone Soul came back in, and I'm standing up behind him. I shoot him, and then he wasn't looking behind him, and you see in the camera, after 2 or 3 times, DK's breaking down laughing, and I look at DK, and then I sort of look up at the camera like the Jim Halpert office thing. I look up at the camera,
exactly
is this actually happening?
100%.
Yeah. And then I went as I run out, he's like, there you were. After he yelled, where am I getting shot from? It's no one had called anything. It was just yeah.
That's so funny.
It was the wrestling highlight of my week for sure.
Yeah.
That's the worst that it's caught on camera. It's the best for everyone else. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not only were there witnesses, but it's been preserved for posterity.
It's immortalized. Let me quickly change over to here. That was very entertaining as a somewhat impartial observer.
Somewhat,
with no opinions about who's going to place where for the tournament. I thoroughly enjoyed the takes. Max, you probably exceeded my general Caucasian spice limits. But
that's a good. Loveland is still trying to simmer down. If they want these hands, I land at LAX Sunday 4 p.m. So I'll see you
there. Dude, I'm flying direct to New York from New Zealand. That's 18-hour flight.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck off.
Doggy.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
Can't
Because
wait.
the one that I usually take to Brisbane's 15 hours. That last 2 hours, I'm fucking losing it. So imagine having 3 more hours after that. No thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad I've got the 3 weeks before Nats where I can acclimatize, I guess. But
wait, you're in the States 3 weeks prior to Nats?
Yeah, I leave tomorrow. So
oh shit!
Nice.
Yeah. So
that's awesome. What are you doing on your trip? Are you
I'm going to the Australia World Cup game next week in San Francisco or San Jose, wherever it is. So LA, San Francisco, Yosemite, Vegas, Austin, New Orleans, New York, Syracuse. So going all over.
That's
awesome.
You're
gonna be a well-traveled man.
Yeah.
Don't get sick.
Don't put on 5 kilos like Rusty did when he went on his food tour in 2019.
Yeah.
hit that buffet, my friend.
Yeah.
Winning's not that important.
Yeah. I hope that 30,000 steps I do a day offset the amount I'm going to drink. So
just drink. That's you know, if you don't have
yeah,
the
that's fake
burgers,
calories. Yeah, exactly.
Doesn't matter. Aussie boys on a bender.
Yeah, we won't finish that one.
Well, that sounds like a heck of a trip. I hope you make it to Nats. It'll be nice to see you.
Yeah, I'm in Texas for the 4th of July, so I think that'll be like the big roadblock if I get out of there.
Oh, that's rad.
Oh god. Oh god.
Find a gun and shoot it in the air. Do one of
That's
these.
the plan, just to like, yeah.
Nothing bad
Fit
ever
right
came
in.
from doing that.
Definitely don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that. All right, kids. Well, to all of you in chat, thank you very much for hanging out with us today. I hope you enjoyed the hot takes. I know that the other two Space Marine centric podcasts will be releasing theirs I assume at some point before Nats. Maybe not for Triple Tap. They might come the week after. That's their own words, not mine. But yeah, definitely watch theirs, especially for Force Pro Sports, because they are far more professional than we are. Luke is filming next week with you, so I thought he already filmed it. Oh, maybe not. Next weekend, while I have you all here, please come and join. We don't have a Resupply podcast next week, but we are doing the 16-hour Resupply marathon charity stream, raising funds for a great cause. Exclamation donate in chat if you want to see the bloody the page we got set up for it. It's going to be a good time. Come say hi, hang out for a little while, donate some money. We'll have the Wheel of Doom cranking as we hit. I think it's like every $500 we spin the wheel, and then something terrible happens to me. So,
I mean, I do like seeing terrible things happen to you on charity streams. It's a pretty good time for everybody else.
I just had the Bean Boozleds turn up this week, which
oh no,
if you watched, they might be so there's a lot of waxing punishments on there as well. I think I just add nipple wax to the list.
Sure.
But the eyebrows, we aren't getting rid of the eyebrows, but we'll do some drawn on ones. These fucking things here might be worse than getting waxed. I hate them. And there's new flavors this year as well,
no.
like liver and onions is one of the flavors. Wet dog is there. Old bandage. I'm not sure what that one's going to taste like. And burnt rubber, but the good burnt rubber flavor is licorice, and licorice sucks anyway. So, there you go. It's going to be a good time. Your parents gonna a little bit. They're horrendous. That's so bad. So yeah, come and hang out. It'll be a good time. We're gonna raise some money, and then who takes the bandage to create?
Well, I look forward to seeing you in 3 weeks, regardless of how many eyebrows and nipples you have.
I do have part of the Wheel of Doom does involve shaving my beard, or at least half of my beard off. So, you know.
We'll see.
Probably won't have a beard for Nats, which you know is a little disappointing, but it is what it is. But
sure.
And Prawn Boy, take you can join in with us. We didn't practice, but you can join in. Would you like a donated bottle of the bomb hot sauce? I can't do hot sauce, unfortunately. It may put me in the hospital.
It causes me to die.
Yeah, but I appreciate you looking out too. But for this week, I have been Guy Next Door.
I've been first place, number 1, DK.
I've been Than.
I've been real first place, number 1, Prawn Boy.
Hashtag join the Paw Patrol.
Yeah, Prawn Patrol.
Always remember to buy travel insurance, kids. We will see you next week for the charity stream. Ka kite anō.
Gave up all my mysteries just to get a laugh. You keep